4 million people take the tube every day, making it the most heavily used mode of transport in London. The tube can be a world of unspoken signals and gestures. While people say little when they're traveling, there might be a lot going on inside. Fears of danger, stereotypical assumptions, or anger at being unfairly distrusted. All this contributes to a high tension between tube travelers. Therefore, we were wondering if there was a way to make passengers feel more at ease and to create a more positive tube experience. We proposed Project MURA, an experimental interactive musical experience that aims to change the interpersonal dynamics on the tube. If you look around, most people tend to compensate this close proximity in a confined space by further isolating themselves from other people. They do so by either going on their cell phones, or avoiding eye contact, or just reading the newspaper. This makes the tube a pretty grim place to be in. Is there a way to break the tension and ultimately create a more positive experience for passengers? What if this experience could be different? Rob enters the tube station as usual. He taps his Oyster card and notices something different. He hears music made from collective taps of Oyster cards of his fellow passengers.
Fascinating, right?
He gets on the train and intuitively holds onto a pole. Immediately, he notices something different. He hears music playing as he grabs onto the pole. Rob is intrigued. He tries out different positions and gestures on the pole. Now let's take a look at another group of people on the same train. Joanne, Adrian, and Peter are 3 strangers on the same commute. Originally isolated, they were brought together by the musical handrail on the tube. Through collaborating together to create music, the barrier was broken. This simple interaction evokes a momentary feeling of trust among people and encourages a better sense of community. We looked into ways to occupy public space. We drew a circle on a crowded street and observed how people reacted. Most people were quite respecting of our space. Look at this woman, she avoided our circle completely. We wondered how much personal space actually matters. We ran a series of experiments in the lift. We found that most people just shuffled around awkwardly or took out their phones to avoid contact, until we broke the tension. In general, people were more accepting of the decrease in personal space when there was some sort of positive interaction. So we were wondering, how can we break the tension in a confined space? We experimented with visual signals, such as signs on the tube, to see if they would influence how people chose their seats. It encouraged conversation between strangers. Feeling like this experiment was a little bit passive, we wondered if having a person present could make this more active. In this experiment, we held up signs to see if people wanted to talk to us. And it worked. Some people even asked for our contact. In our next experiment, we wanted to see how we could gain the momentary trust of strangers in a very short period of time. We were wondering if these people would give us a high five. We actually achieved a 90% success rate in this experiment. Through our experiment, we found that it was possible to create a momentary feeling of trust among strangers by getting them to complete a simple task together. So we were wondering, how can we better integrate this into daily lives? Ultimately, we decided to focus on music. Here is a demonstration and user testing of our initial prototype. In general, most people agreed that this would create a more fun and interactive experience on the tube. In particular, it was mentioned that collaborating to create music together had a definite effect on breaking the tension among strangers. And here is our production process. We now invite you to join our musical journey on the tube. Please have your Oyster card ready.